Good morning, welcome to CATEX TV. My name is Frank Fortunato. Today is Tuesday, January 22nd, 2013. All this talk about the decrease in piracy incidents off the coasts of Africa and the corresponding drop in premiums for kidnap and ransom insurance might have been a little premature. Armed men this morning seized the Nigerian tanker Itri, I-T-R-I, which was carrying 5,000 tons of jet fuel, as the ship was beginning to offload the fuel in the Ivory Coast port of Abidjan. The ship owner, Brilla Energy, said that it's trying to monitor the situation, but apparently after the attackers boarded the ship went missing. It sailed out of the port. The International Maritime Bureau is saying that in many instances, when a fuel ship is hijacked, the pirates will release the crew after they siphon off the jet fuel in this case and obtain any other valuable cargo. The Algerians are coming up with the final count of those dead at the British petroleum gas plant in the southern part of the country. 77 total dead, 37 foreign hostages from 8 different countries, 11 Algerians, and a total of 29 of the actual attackers. The dead hostages including 3 Americans, 7 Japanese, 6 Filipinos, and 3 Britons. The attackers came from a number of countries, including Tunisia, Egypt, Niger, and Canada. In Syria, 4 buses carrying Russian citizens escaped the Syrian civil war today, crossing into Lebanon. From there, they're being airlifted back to Moscow on 2 charter jets chartered by the Russian government. This is the strongest sign yet of Russia's doubts in the ability of Syrian President Bashar Assad to cling to power. Aon, the big broker, is reconsidering a plan to defer UK bonus payments that would allow hundreds of highly paid employees to avoid the upcoming 50% income tax rate that's being levied by the British government. This is according to the Financial Times. Aon announced the scheme late last week, as did a number of other big companies in Britain. There was a hue and cry from the public. Goldman Sachs retreated and said they would not offer that deferral scheme any longer. The insurance industry has thus far remained largely immune from public criticism that's been levied against banks in the financial sector. Aon said that the offer would remain in place for some employees, but according to the Financial Times, people familiar with the situation at Aon will be monitoring reactions to the move before reaching a final decision on whether to proceed with the plan. David Howden, who's a well-known London reinsurance broker, he formerly was with a group called Howden Brokers, which Aon bought. He's now the CEO of Hyperion Insurance Group. He said that the London insurance broking market remains ripe for further consolidation, but personality clashes prevent deals from getting done. He said there's no doubt that further consolidation will take place, but a clash of personalities is likely to constrict the number of deals. He said the problem is deals don't happen as quickly as they should because there's this unfortunate thing called people, and they don't always get along with each other. He said you just can't put brokers together because they'll hate each other, however good the strategic rationale. I think that will slow down the merger activity. There are quite a lot of people who should be merging, but putting barons together is never easy, and you need quite a strong king to be able to do that. The Travelers came in with their numbers for the quarter this morning. They show that business insurance rates rose by about 8% year on year in the fourth quarter. And that's being interpreted that the positive rate momentum in the U.S. P&C sector is faltering despite Superstorm Sandy. That's an 8% increase. Travelers also revealed that the Q4 accident year combined ratio, excluding CAT, in its business insurance segment had been cut by 4.2 percentage points. But if you add CAT in, of course, it increased by 9.5 points. Travelers said that pricing trends across its business segments were very encouraging. Nevertheless, the 8% year-on-year price improvement for business insurance was weaker than in preceding quarters. International Lease Finance Corporation, the largest buyer of Boeing's new 787 Dreamliner, praised Boeing today for keeping it well informed about the problems that have grounded the new plane. Henri Coupon, the chief executive there, said Boeing has done a very good job reaching out to us. They've been in contact with top managers at Boeing's 787 unit. He said at this point there's no indication that there'll be a change in our delivery schedule. They're expecting 74 Dreamliners to be delivered. Of course, the NTSB and the FAA are investigating a series of incidents that have grounded all 787s worldwide. Mr. Coupron said, on one hand, we hope for a quick solution, but they need to come up with a fix that resolves the issue fully. He said Boeing understands they have to get it right. It's important for them. They have to get it safe. Fallen cycling legend Lance Armstrong indeed did take a major legal risk when he confessed all on the Oprah Winfrey TV program. According to Peter Keene, a law professor at Golden Gate University, I think it's going to be a big judgment against him. I think he's going to have a gigantic money judgment. Mr. Armstrong admitted that he had been taking prohibited substances for a number of years and in fact had engaged in blood doping. According to attorneys, his admission of guilt could force him to pay a substantial amount of out-of-court settlements to many of his detractors and may also encourage the U.S. government to add their name on a lawsuit being brought by the U.S. Postal Service against Armstrong. The Postal Service sponsored a number of the teams on which he rode when he won the Tour de France. Other comments made by several attorneys who watched it, saying, I don't think he was sincere or remorseful. As a former attorney once said, I think his attorneys probably were not in favor of what he did because of the many potential legal consequences. I think that this is correct. It looks as if this guy is totally above the law. He's totally narcissistic. He's a driven person who destroys other people to achieve his ends. It's just so clearly self-serving that he wants to come back into competition and obtain celebrity. No one is going to believe that. Bad day for Lance. I haven't seen the interview, but I may have to watch it now. Not really a smart move. That's the news for today. If we have any breaking news, we'll come back and tell you. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you.